pleased to have on my program. I used to do the morning show on KPOJ out of the Clear Channel cluster in Portland, Oregon, and KEX. AM 1190 is, I was opposite Rush Limbaugh on KEX, but he's followed by Mark and Dave on that station who do the Mark and Dave show. MarkandDaveShow.com is the website. And Mark Mason, Dave Anderson, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Tom. Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, it's great to have you guys on. I understand that a bill just passed the Oregon legislature, and my concern is not just that this is an Oregon issue, but this is coming to your town or your state next. That, in fact, it passed unanimously, which means that in the House, that the Democrats were afraid to vote against it for fear that the next campaign ad would say that Democrat is in favor of child pornography. And what this bill says is that if you take your computer to a repair place, those repair people are not just repair people anymore. They are now also the police, and they have to carefully inspect that computer for any for pornography. Do I have that right?
Yeah, you have it about right. It's really an extension or an outgrowth of a law passed in the mid-'80s that required people who process pictures, photographs, photo processing centers, if they come across child pornography, to report that.
Right.
But this also includes a penalty for computer technicians. If they fail to report, they could face a year in prison or a fine.
Now,
the fine's $6,000.
$6,000 or a year in prison. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, the last time. Go ahead.
It bothered me, Tom. It bothered me only because you're right. It turns them into investigators, for which they're really not trained. But we talked with a lot of people on the show yesterday. Some pro, some con. But we were amazed by the number of computer techs who called. Some who found pornography on clients' computers. And what struck me was that they didn't so much call the police, but they reported it to upper management. And one guy even went so far as to say, "God, yeah, we had a big confab, we had a big meeting because it was a big client." Now you turn in somebody's big client, that's a lot of money that goes out the window. So they had to all get together and make the decision. We'll call the cops on this one.
Yeah.
This bill takes it out of their hands. This bill says they've got to do it or they're fine.
Well, that actually, you can see where, from the point of view of a computer tech, if you are in the business of snooping around inside somebody's computer outside of the operating system and looking at all the files and coming across files that are objectionable, or in this case, I think there's kind of unanimous opposition to child porn in the United States.
Yeah, we're all agreed on that.
But here's the thing that flips me out. The Fourth Amendment of the Constitution is very straightforward. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized. Now, it says the right of people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. It seems to me that my computer, or yours, either one of you, Mark or Dave, or anybody's, is not that different from, if we were to go back 100 years ago, to your desk, where you've got, all your papers and your files and things. And if you were to have a desk and you hired somebody to come in and, replace a knob on the desk or something, and instead of just looking at that one drawer, they pulled open every single drawer in the desk, went through every single piece of paper and all the files, looking for anything that might be illegal, that would be, a violation of the Fourth Amendment. It would be absurd, but that's actually what this law is requiring computer techs to do.
Well, I think the intent of the law was something that everybody can agree with. If a computer tech comes across something that is child pornography, they're compelled to report it.
Sure.
Under threat of penalty. But the unintended consequence of a law like this, and I think a law like this, is this going to stop child pornography? Probably not.
No.
And what it does is I think it tells a lot of legislators in Oregon that we've done something to combat child pornography. But the unintended consequence is that computer technicians now have a fear of being fined or imprisoned. And so if they see a file with a funny name, do they open it?
Right.
How far do they go in just trying to, defrag or free up a virus off of your computer? How far do they go if they see something suspicious?
Yeah. Well, when I was living in Portland, I took my computer to a local computer tech that I won't name. When I got it back, you know how there's that thing that says recent files? Popped open that, and it was all JPEGs and MPEGs. Somebody had looked through every picture and movie on my computer. Now, fortunately, there was nothing objectionable on there, but I'm thinking I took this thing in because the operating system had to be fixed. And, why, what is this some computer tech who's like, searching everybody's computer looking for something on like police, amateur cop? Or is this a guy who's trying to build the world's biggest porn collection and he's, heisting it from other people's computers? What's going on here?
They're only human. Sky News did a fascinating story on rogue repair shops. They did some plants, but they put in private files and pictures of girls in bikinis, and they saw that they were all opened by the shop techs that they took it to. But think about this, and this is what bothered me about the whole thing, is that ultimately, what else are they going to be deputized to look for in the future? So if it's child pornography, is it going to be illegal music downloads? Because that is a huge problem in this country.
And the president, in fact, is calling for that, for felonizing.
Yes, for a crackdown on illegal copyrights. People download books and they download movies illegally all the time. What about your financial information? What about past browser history? If it shows that you went somewhere, all those things are on your computer or pirated software. Right. So all of a sudden, they could be deputized to be doing that as well. And that's what bothered me. And I just think these guys are only human. They're prone to pry, because it's what people do when they go houses. They open the medicine cabinet. It's the equivalent of looking in the medicine cabinet. And what about going after passwords? I wouldn't put a password past them to look at passwords. They're not.
What we need, guys, is, we're out of time here, but what we need is a law that says the computer techs can only look at what the client asks them to look at. In other words, fix this virus, fix this operating system, and that would give them the protection.
And I would add, have it returned at a promised time.
Yes, there you go, because they're not spending 16 hours looking for porn on your computer. Mark Mesa, Dave Anderson, KEX, the Mark and Dave Show. Thanks so much, guys.